I knew him as a kid, and what impressed me most probably was that he cut the lawn very well with a push mower.
In our medium, in radio, you paint a picture, and it may take me 5 minutes to take you to that place. Jeff can sketch something, and the millisecond that my eye sees it and the brain processes it, I get it.
I got an email from one of my colleagues in the newsroom who has a class, and he invited Jeff to come and speak. He said he had no idea what to expect, but that these kids, some of whom would spend the class time texting or fiddling, were riveted by him because he really is so passionate. He really is so dedicated.
I think later on what really impressed me about him is his willingness to give up so much to accomplish the goal that he really had set out to achieve, and that was to work for the Cleveland Plain Dealer.
For him to take the government shutdown, and one of the side stories, sadly a day or two later, we found out that soldiers that had lost their life on the line for us, their families weren't receiving benefits. Jeff does a sketch with the American flag folded the way it should be and presented to a family, and the part of the sketch was it comes with no benefits.
Sometimes he rushed through his cartoons, transposed letters and so forth, so the first piece of advice I gave him was get a dictionary and use it.
Jeff would have his characters, his funny little characters, under a huge, huge bubble of type. His little balloons were full of words. The characters would say blah, 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 blah. Jeff would come over to people and say, here's my cartoon, what do you think of it? And you'd say, well, I don't know, it seems like a lot of words. He'd take it from you, go to somebody else and see if they'd agree that it was great just the way it was.
My major advice was, when anything has to do with politics, never sit on one side of the fence too long.
Some days I'll look at it and I maybe lean more right, and I'll say, come on, Darcy, that's not fair. But the next day he's got me with something that's just right on.
He lives this. I mean, his art is everything. And throughout the time that I've worked with him, he has gotten better and better and better.
I wonder why it took so long for the Hall of Fame to recognize him. He's a tremendous part of our community, a tremendous part of the business that we're all in news and information, and I just congratulate him.
Jeff, this was a well-deserved honor. I expect to be there to say so in person, but if something comes up and I'm not, I want you to know how proud I am of you and how I think next year is the year.
Congratulations, Jeff. You really deserve this.